Good day and welcome to another delicious episode of Listen On Podcast, an audio Battenberg for your ears.
Ooh, I love a bit of Battenberg.
I tried to purchase a bit of Battenberg the other day.
Yeah?
And now this is going to show my age and where I am in the world, but I refused to buy it because it was nearly £3.
Really?
Disgusting.
Yes.
Because that was like the cheap old lady cake, Battenberg.
Yeah, back in the day, yeah.
But I think it's coming back with a vengeance. It's desirable now.
It is, yeah. Everything goes round in circles, though, doesn't it?
Even Battenberg is square.
Yeah. But everything goes round. It comes back into fashion. One day you will.
Really?
No. But yeah, I like
that will always be a war crime.
You know, sometimes I could eat a bit of Christmas cake with almond paste or
sometimes. When would that be then?
No.
Every week.
When you eat
I would
some
get
Christmas
rid of
cake.
cake and just eat the
I'm going to guess round about Christmas-y time,
No.
maybe.
I like those little those marzipan chocolate things that you can get. You know, it's in like a long quality street.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They're naughty, them, aren't they?
Yeah, they'll get you.
They will get you, yeah.
Diabetes will get you before they do.
Yeah. I ain't got time for all
It's
that
just,
shit.
it's an excuse, isn't it? You don't really want the chocolate. You just want the marzipan in the middle, don't you?
And then just dunk it like a biscuit in a big glass of amaretto.
Stop it.
And custard. Right, 2025. 2025 Love Rocks.
Almonds.
No, I don't. Yeah. Shite. Love Rocks. 2025 Love Rocks.
It's boring, I'm not
NYC
talking
benefit
about-
concert.
Love Rocks.
Love Rocks. That's what it's called.
Who's this then?
Love Rocks benefit concert in New York.
Love Rocks. All right.
This year, Cher performed at it, and she did a version of Walking in Memphis
Well, I will walk on my-
while dressed as Elvis Presley.
Oh, I saw a picture of that. Yeah, okay. Right.
Okay.
Do you know she drives an Harley Davidson? Oh, she used to back in the day, like an Harley Davidson.
Was she married to...
Harley Davidson?
no, she was married to Allman Brothers.
What an Harley Davidson.
And they were big bike riders, all of
Right.
them.
She used to, in the days when she was wearing leather jackets and turn back time.
With tassels on.
She
She
was.
still wears them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. I'm sure she was married to one, or she was certainly a partner of.
Wow.
Yeah, and they were all bikers. Yeah, I'm just thinking.
You don't have to tell us when you're thinking, You
I
can
do,
just
because
think.
I'm trying to work it. It's trying to bubble to the surface.
Yeah, you can
just crapping.
You can just think on your own.
No, I'm sorry, I'll have to. Yeah, because it's bubbled back down again now.
So bubble bed. So Love Rocks
Yeah, so it's a
with no ice.
no ice.
No.
No.
On the rocks with no ice.
No ice. Yeah, so she came on dressed as Elvis, which I thought
That's
was funny.
right. I was trying to think who did Walking in Memphis.
It was Mark something.
Sorry,
It was
Mark.
Mark.
Come on,
Mark Cohn.
Mark.
No.
Mark
Come
Cohn.
on.
Mark.
No.
No, who did it? Mark.
If we say it enough, it'll just come.
It will.
Mark.
It will. Cher did a cover of it, didn't she?
Yeah.
Don't tell us.
I'm walking in Memphis. And what was his other it?
What did they call
I've
the
got it.
bloke's name?
Mark.
No, it's not Mark, is it?
Leonard.
You weren't Leonard Cohen.
Mark.
Leonard.
Leonard Mark.
Mark Cohn.
Mark Cohen.
Yeah.
Mark Cohen.
Okay.
Mark
What was his
Cohen.
other
It
it?
wasn't Leonard Cohen.
No, you blithering idiot. I got a retard.
Not him.
What was his other it?
Don't
He
know.
had two hits in this
Did he?
country. One was big and one was minor.
Don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Silver Thunderbird, it was called, about his dad driving a car. His dad drove I don't know if it's true whether his dad did drive this Silver Thunderbird, but he was saying about his father driving the Silver Thunderbird. Don't give me no Buick. I'll tell you this is true. If there's a God in heaven, he drives a Silver Thunderbird.
What number?
Well, good memory to remember that.
I'm sorry.
No, apologize. It's unusual for you to be able to remember something
Yeah.
very like.
What number did he drive?
Sorry?
What number? Thunderbird.
No, not that type of Thunderbird.
Oh,
it was a chrome motor car, American motor car.
Thunderbirds are go.
And it's actually quite a good song. It's about his
1 to
father.
5 or
It's
something.
about his father. And he refers to him having a comb in his back pocket. And he'd sit there and he'd just drive nice and steady back home. Yeah, I don't know why I remember all that.
Strange one to remember.
Yeah.
Never
I
heard
didn't
of it.
realise he had a second hit.
No.
Oh, song.
I don't know how big a hit it was, but that's the two I remember.
Right. Wasn't a B-side to Walking in
It
Memphis?
might have been. It might have been. Yeah, it's a good point, that, actually.
Probably
it
might have been a
been.
B-side.
I never owned the record.
What year was that then? The original?
I want to say, let's have a guess. I want to say 1993.
I'm going to go 90. If there's a God in heaven, he
I'll go
drives a
90.
silver Thunderbird.
2.
Oh, we've got a tiebreaker. 1991 is between you two.
Wow.
Okay, let's...
Ask him. When did Silver Thunderbird, or what was it, a B-side? Sorry, folks, you'd have to bear with us because all stuff like this is what you would do if you were in a pub, sat talking with your mates.
apparently, the B-side was a song called Dig Down Deep.
And you would all get your phones out and say, "Oh, what year was that?"
Yeah, Dig Down Deep.
We're doing exactly the same thing. This is what we do.
It's called A Conversation. Look it up.
Yeah.
Dig Down Deep was a B-side, so it wasn't that. So it must have been a separate single.
Silver Thunderbird.
I want to Google again. Okay, Silver Thunderbird.
Well, you got faster thumbs than I have.
Well, that's only one thumb. Silver Thunder. I'm only reading this out loud just to buy time. Bird.
Mark Owen.
Yep. Okay. 1991.
Oh, it came out same year then. Yeah, it must have been.
Watched it coming up. Wind slow down. Yeah, it was looking good. From Tail to Hood. Great lyrics. Yeah, it was looking good from tail to hood.
Yes.
Maybe he was in a restroom.
Is that a rap?
Yeah.
No. You want a rap?
It's a rap.
You want a rap lyric? Let's see what you got.
Crap.
I don't know whether
lyrics.
I've done this one, but I'm going to give you this one. It's Ice Cube. No, I'm not going to say too much about Ice Cube because he did surprise me about his other band doing Comfortably Numb, which I really do like. I went to Mom's house and dropped a load in the bathroom. Jumped back in the lowrider, came out feeling 10 pound lighter.
Wow. I mean.
I'll go through that one again just to please Wayne.
That's a beauty, that one.
Went to Mom's house and dropped a load in the bathroom. Jumped back in the lowrider, came out feeling 10 pounds lighter.
That's one of my favourites.
Oh, it's about crapping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think it was about?
I know, but like, why? What is it their fascination about crapping? Rap,
But it gets bizarre.
Crap
It
rap.
gets bizarre.
Crap.
There must be some meaning behind it that in the rap world they understand and we don't. Because it gets bizarre because why would you? This is Old Dirty Bastard.
Is that the name
for a band. Yeah. It's an artist, actually. I keep my breath smelling like shit so I can get funky.
Yeah, I suppose.
What does that mean?
And how does he do it?
It's got an unusual diet.
Come on, you've got pictures in your head that's giving that away. I'm not even going to repeat that.
No, that's wrong.
But do you like the Ice Cube?
I like the Ice Cube one.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one, that one.
Yeah, went to Mama's house. I dropped a right load in the bathroom. Jumped back in the lowrider. Came out feeling 10 pounds lighter.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We've all been there, though, haven't we? Come on, let's face it.
So, Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
I didn't know this, but the first Foo Fighter record, he recorded entirely by himself.
He did, yes.
Didn't know this.
Yeah, on a 4-track, weren't it?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
He played all this because the band didn't exist then.
No, well, Nirvana had broke up, but he felt that he had all this stuff in his head.
Which he didn't want to like expose to Kurt because he was like, why would you?
Yeah, because he would just poo-poo it.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was like about how he was feeling at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But he figured he had to get it down on, so he did it all on a 4-track, I think it were. You know, much like Bruce Springsteen did Nebraska.
Philadelphia. Oh, Nebraska, yeah.
He did Nebraska, same sort of trick. That didn't go too bad, did it?
Yeah, there's something about a 4-track. Just a simple 4-track.
Yeah.
You don't have to overcomplicate things, do you?
Yeah. Keeps it simple and it sometimes works.
As Ice Cube would probably agree with, keeping it real.
Really?
Dropping a big crap off and feeling 10 pounds lighter. Oof. Get back in that lowrider.
Have it.
Have it.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Have that one, mother.
So that's why you nip round to your mum's every Thursday then, is it?
Block the U-bend.
What are you doing, Wayne? You don't want to know.
Give me the bread knife.
Did you know I write the songs by Barry Manilow?
Yeah.
He didn't write it.
He didn't write the songs. Yeah.
No, I just thought I'd throw them in because I thought, well, I like that. He's a fraud.
It's a fraud.
Yeah, it is.
Well, he says I write the song, but he didn't. He didn't write it.
So John Lydon, a.k.a. Johnny Rotten, he's had a rant at Pistol fans.
Again?
Yep. This time, he's fed up of the...
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
I'm fed up.
He says, I'm fed up of the fans wanting Never Mind the Bollocks Part 2 album.
Just give it them and let them show up.
And he's saying, it's moved on now. It's time to move on. We've all moved on. They're doing what it is, as he says, they're doing whatever it is that they're doing, karaoke into this, that, and other. And
he is right, though, isn't he? Like, how can a man of his age?
He says that'll never happen.
Yeah, he turned it down.
Yeah.
They offered it him.
Yeah,
They says, let's get it all back together.
Well, it's still on table
and he
now.
said no.
Yeah, and
But when you look at it, it's only the same. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Wayne, but it's only the same as Queen. They're doing exactly the same thing. They're a karaoke band where they have different singers.
Yeah, well, I think they're a step up from karaoke bands,
But in principle, it's the same thing.
they're a cover band.
Of themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 With different singers.
Yeah.
And they're not the only ones to do it. Pretty much all heritage bands are doing the same thing. There's not many original members of any original heritage bands. I think there's some bands that got, like Kansas is in, and one or two American bands, REO Speedwagon. None of the original members are in them. They're all dead, but they keep the music going.
Well, they keep going, don't they?
And people turn up to shows. And that's what this is. It's Pistols.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's done, it's gone. Leave it. And to finish, and I will quote, at the end of the interview, he says, to all the fans that won't take no for an answer, why don't you all just off, you set of idiots?
These mics are failing again.
They always dip out whenever he says an expletive.
Which I thought, that's just typical him, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
why don't you go and sell some butter, John?
Yeah. It's just typical him. He starts off and then he just goes into one of these little rants and lets his mouth run away.
You see,
with
what he's forgetting is it's the fans that's driving this enthusiasm.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah. They
want to see it. They're paying to see it. They're selling out these shows.
Oh, me.
So why not? It's the fans that want to see them. I mean, all these.
I mean, they didn't have many albums, did they?
No.
What did they have? 3, 4, maybe
3.
I saw a clip.
Well, they had Never Mind the Bollocks, didn't they? Then they had Flogging a Dead Horse, Great Rock and Roll Swindle.
That was the last one, weren't it?
Yeah. That might be it. Never Mind the Bollocks, Sex Pistols, Flogging a Dead Horse, Great Rock and Roll Swindle.
There was a clip of John Lydon in like the early noughties, and I didn't realise it was I was scrolling through YouTube shorts, and he was on Judge Judy.
Really?
Arguing about how he...
It's not like him to argue.
Like, he was trying to get compensation for a tour. Now, I don't know, but I've never watched Judge Judy, but like, was it staged? It was like Jerry Springer, but like, he was arguing for compensation for a tour that got cancelled or a gig that got cancelled. He wanted money for it. Why was he on Judge Judy? Why was this like... I don't know if Judge Judy is a fake thing, but it was weird that he was on
it's a big American program, that.
Yeah, but
And he wanted
real,
compensation for a failed concert.
Yeah, like it got cancelled or something, and he wanted compensation because he was out of pocket.
Well, it depends which period you were talking about, because they used to on the final tour of America.
This is in 2000s.
Oh, right.
Judge Judy.
Yeah, but he weren't with Pistols then.
No, this is John Lydon.
Yeah.
Doing whatever John Lydon was doing.
Oh, right. As a solo artist.
He wasn't even fat. I mean, he is now.
Oh, he is now.
Yeah.
Yes, but can you say that?
PH, fat.
Yeah.
I'm saying
slightly rotund.
he is probably one of the most famous walk smugglers in the rock industry.
Strange character, though, isn't
and he
he?
wears not shirts but ponchos,
Yeah.
but in jazzy colours, so it makes it look edgy.
Without curtains.
Yeah,
Curtains with all in top. Yeah. Something about him, though. I don't know what it is. I like to listen to what he says.
yeah. He's a smart guy. It's interesting,
He is.
and
He's
it's not
quite
too
clever.
far off the point.
Yeah. It's just that it takes it slightly over the edge sometimes.
But not to the point. I don't think John is rude. He's not a rude person.
No, I
And
think
you
he's
can-
quite English.
Yeah, and you know that he wouldn't disrespect you, but what he would do is be
Blunt and
Blunt with
yeah.
it.
But he's not a rude person.
No.
He's not nasty.
but
Yeah, he always comes across to me that he's very well read.
he's a smart guy.
Yeah, he is.
He
always
was well
seems-
read because he was bedridden for a long time when he was in the youth, and all he had to do was just read and do his school stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe he had polio or something like that. That's why he's got these bug eyes, and he almost died.
but he does-
won't get past being.
he does look very an intelligent chap.
He's got a lot going on.
He
I'll
was,
give him
he was
that.
once asked. I think I mentioned this before on this podcast. And he was once asked during the time of when Kurt Cobain died, and they're like, "What are your thoughts on Kurt Cobain? What are your thoughts on there's a thing with music industry and young deaths and the circumstances of why he died?" And it's almost like led up to be expecting for John to say like, "Oh, that's rock and roll. It's live fast, die young," sort of thing. And it was completely opposite. He was like, life should be cherished. It shouldn't be snuffed out on a whim like that. It was basically saying he was appalled by it, and that if you are feeling like that, you should seek help.
Yeah.
Like it was framed in a way that they wanted him to like rockify it, but he was very
giving them
smart.
what they wanted.
But he was very articulate and very passionate, almost to the point of being religious.
Have you seen that interview? That little. He's just sat in front of a camera, sat on a settee, and he's talking about Sid Vicious.
Oh, and he blames himself.
Yeah, he's got a cigarette and he smokes it funny. Smokes it like that. Yeah, you lose all your friends to heroin. It's sad or something like that. He said, "I miss him dearly," or "I miss him."
Yeah.
And
He blames
it's not
himself,
rock and
doesn't
roll
it?
like you were just saying. He didn't put it down to all. He says he was a stupid ass. He did it to himself. No, he says he felt sorry for him.
But he blames himself because he introduced him to her.
He did.
And that's
No, he introduced him to her, didn't he?
that's what I mean. Yeah.
Sorry.
So he introduced him to her. So he blames
Nancy
himself.
Sponging.
Yeah.
Nancy
Sponging. Yeah, it was her fault.
Well, leave your comments.
Lead somebody up the garden path. You don't have to go.
So the next one, celeb, Celine Dion, is the latest store to start slagging off AI.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, there's 2 of her videos or songs circling around at the moment, and she says, "It's not me. It's not me. It's fake.
Oh, she's doing a shaggy.
It's all
Wasn't
crap. Wasn't me." She says, "It's all crap. It's not me. I've not given AI the go ahead on this. I don't know note about it. It's not me." So what she's doing is she's claiming that it's fake and it's fraud.
Oh.
And she's urging the government not to change the policy of copyright laws
Well, they shouldn't anyway.
because she's not happy.
They should. She's not happy.
She's not an happy bunny.
They shouldn't anyway. Why should they make it easy?
Well,
It
it's
just opens the floodgates
yeah.
for.
But they're on about
Wrongdoing.
changing the copyright
Yes,
laws.
they are.
So
Yes, they are.
AI can
But why?
use it and do whatever it is that they want to do with it.
Abuse it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, they will do, won't they?
Yeah.
And she's saying, "Look, this
That's
what's
money driven into it again.
this what's going around's fake. It's not me." Well, as like we just mentioned earlier on, she's an old woman, can't be her. So she's joining the list of. I think it's causing a lot more upset than
Yeah.
It
yeah.
depends.
than they expected it to cause.
It depends on who's throwing the money around.
Well, yeah, but that's what half of the problem is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where the problem
They're
is.
not throwing the money around to the people whose songs it is.
Yeah.
And it's like I said the other week, the money's got to go somewhere. So where is it going? Because it's not going to artists.
No.
So who's benefiting from it? Everybody by the artists.
Yeah, everybody.
And when it's their songs, I think it's that's peeing them off, isn't it?
Well, no, you wouldn't.
Well, it would, yeah. It would.
Why should all of a sudden...
But who does get the money?
Well, we don't know. But why should AI have such freedom, or why should people have so much freedom with AI when we know it's not strictly that person, but the governments are prepared to just...
I don't know.
I don't understand. I really don't... I get bored with the subject because we've been talking about it for 2 years now.
Is it because AI's...
And I get to so far into the subject and then I just lose will to live.
Could it be government that's getting so much money from AI?
It makes you think that, doesn't it?
And that's why they're looking into... Oh, we won't change it, but perhaps we could just slightly bend it.
Warner Brothers saying to any political affiliation saying, well, if you do this, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to get politics into it because we get restricted if we do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it just makes you wonder, though, doesn't it? Who's actually getting it? But yeah, she's another star that's joined on the many of no.
Well, there's not many that's who's in favour of it.
I don't know.
Who's putting their hands up and saying, no, leave it alone? Or
Will I Am.
Kanye West.
AI. Will I Am's.
He did, didn't he?
He's heavy.
Yeah.
He's heavy into AI. He once said something which was mentioned before on here that he thinks there'll come a time where what did he say now? Like it's interesting to see how people make music using AI.
But there's a difference, though, isn't there? With using AI to make music and using AI to rip off artists.
There is, you're right, yeah. It's using AI as a tool rather than using AI to fool.
Creatively.
Yeah.
To fool.
Yeah.
Tool to fool.
Tool to fool.
A tool to fool.
There's a slogan there.
There's a slogan.
Yeah.
Copyright, Let's Land podcast.
Yeah.
Tool to fool.
But the thing is, it makes being creative far easier, doesn't it? So does it diminish it?
Well, you say this.
I did.
You did say this. And I've had this conversation about AI before, and there's a lot of, like, especially when AI was creating lifelike art, right? And it still is. But there always is vibe about it. And the thing is with AI art, I think that the novelty is already starting to wear off. But I think...
Oh, I think I said that.
I think it's...
The novelty will wear off.
I think it's only going to heighten the value of human created art.
Yeah.
The best way to use AI is to use it as a separate tool, as something to aid you in your own creative process. If you aren't creative, you aren't going to get something that's meaningful out.
No.
So you could ask for a penguin holding an umbrella, and it'll do a great picture of that. But if you've not really got a reason for that, or if it's not going to.
But what we're getting in the music world is we're getting people saying, right, I want you to write me a song in the style of
Nick Cave,
Elton John. Cross with Nick Cave with an electronic beat of German kraut music. And it will do.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it good, though.
No, it doesn't make it good.
No.
It doesn't make it good. But that's what will come out.
Yeah.
And then they'll say, this is my latest release. Well, that's just cheating. It's just not. You're fooling yourself.
But I guess the argument would be that they've asked for this specific type of blend. And maybe there's been a few back and forths with, like, I need a bit like this, I want it to be a bit like that. And it's, I guess, in a way, it's no different to Beyonce working with a producer or any other artist. I want an Afrobeat, but with something a bit dancey, and they're like, you know.
I mean, we've said before on there, we get 3, 2, 1 bloke in a room with a pad and a pen and an instrument and sweat and toil, and eventually that creative spirit of that particular person will produce a very good record.
But maybe we're over time now where you don't need to be good. You don't need to be able to play.
Well, that's the problem. You don't need to be
well,
good. It diminishes it, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know. Maybe, like, before you knew how to play guitar to a degree, you knew what good guitar was to you, and you could imagine certain construction of a song, what you would imagine, like, oh, this would be great solo here in the style of this, maybe. So because you can't play an instrument, you suddenly got this huge wall up in front of you. But now what it's giving you is an opportunity to be creative, but not necessarily needing to spend 1,000 hours to learn a guitar.
I get what you're saying.
So it does.
But I want that person who's playing that guitar to be playing that guitar, who's created that guitar music. I feel sorry for the likes of people like Steve Lukather, who can go and sit down and create a piece of music on his guitar, and he has done from 2,000 session music songs, or over 2,000, when he's played for different people. He's not had the chance of AI. He's been creative. He's been imaginative. He's been crafting a piece of music with his bare hands, basically.
That reminds me. Remember when we were talking about how a few episodes ago, where Jimmy Page and John Paul Jones were on.
Jimmy Page is a prime example again.
On Goldfinger. I think it's not unusual actually. Somebody. Do you know these speakers where you can split out the different guitar bits or the drums and whatever like that? And they brought out just Jimmy Page's guitar work, and he plays a bum chord.
Does he really?
It's like it slips on. It slips onto a bum. It's a bum chord clearly in the song.
Yeah,
which is messed up.
You got away with it.
He got away with it. It's still in the final mix, but like even Jimmy Page will throw in a bum chord.
Yeah, and
a quick shuffle of a chord, but it's there.
But that heightens it, doesn't it?
But according to Google, AI can automatically sync soundtracks and dialogue to any video that you give it. You just pick a video, you pick your soundtrack, and it's done. Or your dialogue, and it will automatically dub the soundtrack to the video that you've given it. Apparently Google's unveiled that this week.
Wow.
Whether or not it is, I don't know. That puts
a lot of people that do sound music for movies out to win out in the job, doesn't it?
Yeah.
High risk, yeah.
Well, they're not needed anymore.
No.
To a degree.
No. Because you just get that bit of film and you say, right, on this bit here we want that.
Some tension. I want to build up.
Yeah, and it just automatically just...
Yeah.
There we go.
And before you had John Williams doing his music stuff on countless numbers of films.
Hans Zimmer.
All them's
will
gone
there be
away.
a new Hans Zimmer?
Well, it'll be AI Zimmer.
It's called, AI Zimmer.
Oh, how did he do it so quickly? He's using AI.
He's gone the way of the casual vomit.
How did he get that name so quick?
All these people. That
AI Zimmer.
AI Zimmer. All these people that have made a living. Stuart Copeland made a living out of doing movie scores.
Not needed.
No, sorry, mate. That's it. You've had your chance. We've got this few buttons that we just, there you go.
That's it. That'll do it. And it'll be probably one take, done. Have it.
Is it right? Is it right?
No. No, it's
in the words
not.
of Whitney Houston, it's not right, but it's okay.
I don't know.
That's not the lyric.
Should we go that way? Should we just, we don't need people anymore. Let's just go mechanical.
Well, that's what it'll be, so.
To me, we can replace you.
Really?
I doubt it.
No, there's only one of me.
Well, that's true. That's true.
So, have we ever mentioned about Snoop Dogg and how he employed somebody to roll cigarettes for him?
No.
Let me tell you.
Go on then.
Snoop Dogg once hired somebody to roll his blunts, and blunts being ganja.
Ooh.
And he paid them $50,000 a year.
Well, just to roll fags.
Yeah, but apparently he was really good. He rolled them at the right thickness and the concentration. Where
did he advertise for that?
It was Green Papers.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Green, yeah.
Wind your body. I want
Excuse
somebody.
me?
Wind your body down.
There we go.
I want to find somebody. I think he put a notice in NME.
Well, it wasn't on Indeed.
No, it must have been a friend of his. He rolls a particularly good blunt. And I'm going to blunt.
They call it blunt, yeah. So maybe he was very blunt in his interview.
Ooh. 50 grand for rolling a spliff. Yeah.
I could do that.
I could do that.
Hey,
I could.
Apparently, though, Snoopy, he went through a few blunts, so he had to be in front of his son.
Well, I would. I could do
in front of himself.
I could do 5 hours a day rolling that.
Yeah, you could, couldn't you?
Yeah.
What does Wayne do? Oh, he rolls cigarettes for Snoop Dogg.
Yeah,
Ganja.
That's a good job, isn't it?
Yeah.
How'd you get that job, Wayne?
Indeed.
Well, this is not a paid promotion. Jay-Z and Beyonce. A little story for you about them.
Well, do you know, I am becoming really not liking these two people.
Well, they're a power couple, aren't they? There was a prenup when they got married.
Yeah.
And what it's called is a loyalty bonus. In this prenup, there's a loyalty bonus. And if Jay-Z and Beyonce ever divorced, Beyonce would receive $5 million for each child that they had together. Oh, a loyalty bonus.
A loyalty bonus.
How many have they got?
One, as far as I'm aware.
5 million. Mind you, he's just spent a shitload on an Grammy for her.
Oh, right.
And next year he's going to have to buy a couple more.
Yeah. He's got lawyers for May coming out.
Here's a question. So if you spend a lot of money to buy a Grammy, right? Let's imagine this is what's happened.
Just theoretically.
Let's muse that this is what's happened. To buy a Grammy, what's the return? Is there a return? Do you make more money from having a Grammy? Can you charge more money for a gig?
I think it depends on the person.
Probably.
But can you though?
I don't know.
I think that all depends on the artist. I don't think somebody like Beyonce, I don't really think that's going to benefit her attendances, let's say, in next year's concert, because
she's a Grammy award-winning artist.
She just
wants that back.
But she's already that big.
But
now, if it was somebody like me,
what does the accolade give you though?
But then, if it was somebody like me that had done it and I'd won it, then that would be into my benefit because people will come and see me because I won a Grammy.
Say, wait, Grammy award-winning.
They would come and see you because you win a Grammy. Like in India, where there's
you'd be playing.
Like in India, when there's like a child
musician,
triangulist.
Like in India, where there's a child with like 4 arms, people from neighbouring villages would come to see Wayne, who's won a Grammy. Like, what a freak!
Yeah,
yeah.
I think if I could say that I'd won a Grammy by having an album
for being a pianist,
it would benefit me, but I don't think it'll benefit somebody.
You've heard of pianists, now see the pianist.
The pianist.
He plays it with his face
Feet.
only. The human wood pigeon. One note at a time.
So what is that, Wayne?
What? That's a nodding chicken.
Is it a pianist?
Pianist.
Oh, pianist.
Pianist.
Go on, say it for us.
Pianist.
What's that? That is a gateway, you see. As soon as you said that, the floods are open. All right, I'm turning the page now, my facts.
Okay.
Oh,
there
Metallica.
We go. The fastest rap verse ever.
Oh.
What, spoken?
I think I might have it in
Well, I rapped.
Oh,
yeah.
I might have it here, actually.
Hold on a minute. We just need to just appreciate this. My question was the fastest rap verse ever, and Wayne says what's spoken, and I said no, rapped.
Well, you know what I mean? It's
right. He once asked us when we were setting out this table for doing this podcast. So Louis always sits there, and I always sit here.
There's only 2 microphones on the table.
So he says, "Where am I sitting?"
Yeah,
you'll make your own mind up about that.
I always sit here.
What about Ken Carson?
Hold on. The fastest rap verse ever. And it's rapped. It's by Eminem.
Really?
He holds the record for the fastest rap verse ever recorded. A song called Godzilla in 2020, and it clocks at 7.5 words a second.
No, I'm not having that.
Well, obviously true. Do we say it makes any sense?
7 words a set.
When growing up, I always knew that Busta Rhymes was a very quick rapper, but Eminem, I mean, he is like a bit of a professor in his art, isn't he?
Well,
apparently.
7.5 words a second. How many words can you throw together?
Oh, not many. I can't throw a lot of words.
No.
Can't throw a lot together in an hour. I struggled to last 42 minutes.
Ken Carson has to say on this subject, I'm the shit like a turd. but my shit smells like cologne.
Classy, I like it.
It's not as good as what you about Ice Cube,
No,
but
it's not as good as Ice Cube.
Ken Carson.
Take some beating Ice Cube.
I'm a
Just dipping round to my mother's to drop this off.
just nip round to my mother's. Why are you going up with me?
Just leave her this.
I'm the shit like a turd, but my shit smells like cologne.
Well, which band popular? What band referenced that they would be crapping down the highway? Famous band.
Eagles.
I've been running
road
road
trying to loosen my load. I've got several women on my mind.
Scary.
Yeah. Hey, there's actually a story about that. I'm not sure they've got the right track though, but it was wrote by Jackson Browne and Glenn Fry of the Eagles. I'm not sure whether it's the same track or not. And what? Let me get this right.
This is almost like the anti of 7.5 words a second, isn't it?
Sorry.
What? Let me get this.
I know. So he signed a contract and he was supposed to be getting a particular amount of money.
By now, Eminem's made 3 albums.
7.5 cents. 7.5 cents per play.
The finish will be great though.
Of his track, right?
Yeah.
It turns out it wasn't.
Oh yeah.
It was only getting 2 cents, 2.5 cents a play.
Right.
And he only discovered this in 2010.
Oh.
And he recorded the song in early 70s. Oh, there's a lawsuit if ever heard of it.
Can't he backtrack?
He did. And he took him to court and he claimed he was suing them for 10 million. But they settled out of court. It was Warner Brothers, I think, and they settled out of court.
For about 8.
Well, they never said. But if you were asking 10, they would have not gone very far underneath that.
They'd have probably gone 7, around 7, 8 mark.
Yeah, they might have gone 8.5, 9.
I don't know. Maybe they went more because maybe they were settled out of court because they didn't want it to be popularised. Maybe they've done other dodgy deals.
They've been underpaying him for years and years and years, and he just not realised. He just thought, oh yeah, so I'm getting this check every year, and it's great. Thank you very much, but it should have been twice as much as what he were getting.
Oh dear.
Yeah, and it happens all the time. All the time.
Well, of course it does. Yeah,
it's been happening since music industry started.
For years and years. Every week. I mean, it happens every week.
Every manager wants to fiddle their artists. Every accountant wants to rob the
I'm
money
glad
off
you
them.
said fiddle their artist.
I didn't say fiddle with. I said fiddle.
Speaking of fiddling, Michael Jackson paid for Weird Al's parodies.
Weird Al Yankovic. Oh, really?
Yeah. And he let Weird Al use the studio sets that he used for the music videos because for free.
Okay. Yeah.
So for Beat It, it was Eat It.
Yeah.
And he let him use the studio that they used for free because he loved them and he paid him money to do it.
Do you know, I often wondered, and there's a documentary out about Weird Al Yankovic.
By the way, sorry, I'm not suggesting that he was a fiddler. It was just a funny segue.
I often wondered, you know, we get these novelty acts. We've had them over this side at war too. But Weird Al Yankovic seems to have been extremely popular. And I always thought, how the hell does he get away with it? There's a documentary about it.
There's a film.
Like a
biopic, yeah.
Yeah, how did he get away with it for all these years? Could he have been that funny for that long?
So I remember listening to, there was an interview on the Cohn and O'Brien podcast. Cohn and O'Brien, for the UK side is an American TV host who is now going to podcast.
Yeah.
He's a comedian. And he was interviewing John Mayer. And they were like having back and forth. And Conan O'Brien's making funny comments and stuff. And John Mayer fancies himself as a bit of a comedian and he does a bit of funny stuff. And he, on the spot, made a comedy song. And Conan O'Brien lost it. It's like, it's not fair because whenever anyone makes a song funny, they will always win. They will. People can't resist a funny song in context to anything like you mentioned, like Life at Brian and all sorts of stuff. People love. It's something about the craft of like the cleverness of a song, but like made into a joke.
Yeah.
So there's something about that. There's something basically humorous about a song being funny.
We've always
and it
had this,
goes back to Jester days.
Yeah, we've always had these what might be considered comedy songs that were on radio.
Ernie, the fastest milkman in the West.
A prime example, a very good example, that Louis. Or you got like, here was I digging this hole in the ground. You know that one.
Ah, shut up, your face. Another one.
Laughing Gnome.
The Laughing Gnome,
With
yeah.
Mr. Bowie.
David Bowie, not as popular though.
We've got a, and it's the same in America. I've just bought a single. It's upstairs on my desk. And upstairs on my desk is a single. And I mentioned this track a few weeks ago now.
Right.
And it's by Ray Stevens. And it's Bridget the Midget. The Queen of the Blues. I know. But I bought it. I thought, 50p, I'm having a bit of that.
Have you played it?
No, I just like it.
Can't find a record player small enough.
Yeah,
I own it. I will play it. Yeah. But there were, on their side of water and on this side of water, there's a rich history of comic records, isn't there?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the history of it all. Like you've just been pointing out, people love a silly song.
It's like taking an art form and like twisting it. And I think they don't expect it. And yeah.
Do you want any silly songs? You must.
I don't listen to them. I can't.
I ain't got time for that.
I ain't got time for that. I nailed it.
There must be songs in your youth you remember, and you were like, Buff Magic Dragon.
What's that guy?
I can't be doing
I've got a
shit.
song. I'll get on your nerves.
Stupid song.
Roy Chewy Brown had Alice. Remember that song in the 90s?
Yeah, that
Alice?
pissed me off and all.
I mean, it's a terrible song, but it wasn't even funny. But
yeah.
Comedy songs.
No.
Maybe that's something we need to pick up on. Comedy songs. How many are there?
I can't think of no worse.
Life of Brian. Always look on the bright side of life.
You like that?
No.
You're a big Monty Python fan.
I am, but why put a song in it? It's just no.
Their films were always full of songs.
I know.
And I'm not a singy type film
I'm not.
type person, but
no. I hate stupid songs. They're just nonsense.
That's the point. Yeah. Nonsense.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's
No.
Well, on that sour note.
Goodbye.
Thanks for bringing us down, Wayne.